In a shocking turn of events, Mike Tyson has officially signed the rematch contract for his highly anticipated fight against Jake Paul. Now, His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh, a prominent figure in Saudi Arabia, is offering Tyson a staggering $700 million to step back into the ring. This matchup, which many are dubbing more spectacle than sport, promises to be one of the most polarizing events in boxing history. Mike Tyson, once the most feared man in the sport, is set to face Paul, a YouTuber-turned-boxer who has mastered the art of staying in the spotlight. Tyson, now 58, has legendary punches that defined an era. But the question remains, what does he have to prove in this spectacle? For Paul, this fight is another move in his playbook to remain relevant and controversial. Does he truly believe he can defeat a man who once terrified heavyweight fighters? Or is he merely playing into the spectacle to cash in on the massive attention? This rematch isn't about who is in their prime. It's about entertainment, drama, and the social media frenzy that keeps fans glued to their screens. The jaw-dropping payday is thanks to Saudi Arabia's deep pockets, turning this into a global event. Many fans have been inspired by boxing legends like Muhammad Ali and Tyson himself. However, the essence of boxing has shifted dramatically, and this matchup highlights that transformation. Tyson was not just a heavyweight champion. He was an executioner, a fighter who struck fear into his opponents. Yet, in this rematch, the stakes have reached absurd heights, raising questions about the authenticity of the sport. Critics argue that this isn't true competition. It's a carefully curated spectacle designed for maximum entertainment, and the numbers support this notion. Their first bout barely scraped $20 million, but this rematch, fueled by Saudi Arabian investment, promises to be a global spectacle. As the former heavyweight king, Tyson has nothing left to prove. His legacy is untouchable, and his past accomplishments speak louder than any rematch ever could. Yet, the allure of stepping back into the limelight, especially with such an astronomical payday, is undeniable. This fight isn't about reliving glory days. It's a chance for Tyson to cement his legacy as both a fighter and a global brand. For Jake Paul, facing Tyson again is less about proving himself as a legitimate boxer and more about solidifying his title as the king of controversy. Win or lose, Paul knows that the attention and the payday will be worth it. His rise to boxing fame has been unorthodox, often mocked by purists but adored by a legion of fans. His fights are less about perfecting jabs and footwork and more about selling tickets, driving clicks, and sparking outrage. This rematch is not for boxing purists. It's for those who crave drama and entertainment. The fight will undoubtedly be a media frenzy, with social media platforms buzzing in anticipation. Fans are eager to see if Tyson can still land a punch or if Paul can somehow pull off an upset. The event has transcended the sport, becoming a cultural phenomenon that reflects our obsession with fame and spectacle. Saudi Arabia's involvement isn't just about boxing. It's a statement to the world. The kingdom has made headlines by attracting global sports events and is now bankrolling a fight that promises to showcase their ambition and dominance in the sports arena. This is not just a clash of personalities. It's about making Saudi Arabia the epicenter of sports and entertainment. As the fight approaches, the narrative becomes increasingly intriguing. Tyson, the embodiment of raw power and dominance, is now part of a spectacle that barely resembles the sport he once ruled. Meanwhile, Jake Paul continues to blur the lines between boxing and entertainment, leaving purists lamenting what the sport has become. Ultimately, when the bell rings, the world will be watching, not for skill or sport but for the drama that unfolds. This fight will command attention like few others can, and whether Tyson wins or loses, the spectacle will leave an indelible mark on the entertainment landscape. In this era of over-the-top events, the rematch between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul is a reflection of our times. It's a massive payday wrapped in gloves and sweat, a show crafted to entertain, provoke, and rake in cash. Tyson may no longer be the indomitable force he once was, and Paul may not be the skilled boxer he claims to be. But together they promise an event larger than the sport itself, a circus act that, in its own absurd way, is kind of beautiful. As the world gears up for this surreal showdown, let's embrace it for what it is, an utterly entertaining spectacle that will keep us talking long after the final bell rings.